G'day Tenakoda, welcome back to the Kiwozzie channel. Yes, I decided that I was going to dust off the camera. The mic I still use, so that I wasn't dusting that off. That actually gets a pretty good dusting nonetheless. But some of these people that I've been noticing on Frittanger's Twitter thread, and actually it's stuff that he's picking up, I should say, is that there's two tweets that I've got here. One is the actual OP of the thread, and the other one is a response, as it were, in the thread, dealing with Game Pass. Clearly these people are, I guess, Sony ponies. That's the best way to put it, is stands, and something about copium. You Zoomers and Millennials, man, seriously. Keep coming up with words, leaving us old fellas in the dark, eh? But anyway, let's get straight into it. Basically, the start of this is subscribing to Xbox Game Pass will make sure Microsoft to make AA games and not AAA single-player ones like Sony's. Listen to what Matt Booty says. There was actually a video under this. In Xbox Game Pass, it is not good for gaming. Who are you? Mr. No one. Mr. Nobody. Just you are somebody that thinks that they know anything about gaming at all. It's quite clear that you know nothing about how the Game Pass works, for starters. The video you're referring to, the guy is actually talking about one of the things is that we have got Phil Spencer and other Xbox heads on record talking about AAA, as if budget has anything to actually do with the overall quality of the title, of the game, because any of us in PC gaming knows that budget is next to meaningless in terms of quality of outcome. We've got Star Citizen at 350 million US. It's not even out yet. And then you've got games that were made by one person as a love letter to another series, another franchise, being Harvest Moon, which is now called Stories of Seasons, in Stardew Valley. And it was made by one person. And at the time, outsold Call of Duty number 102. I don't know. It might have been Advanced Warfare, I can't remember. But on Steam, it actually outsold in the same period Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, a AAA game. It outsold it. It's one person made game, outsold a massive developer publisher title on Steam. And I would dare say that Stardew Valley is a much better game overall in quality compared to Call of Duty. But that's a matter of opinion. It's all subjective. At the end of the day, if we were to say that video games are an art form, art is subjective. It's in the eye of the beholder. It's person to person, as Bullet Barry would say. So that to me is a meaningless statement. Doesn't matter whether it's AA, AAA, indie, whatever. The game's overall quality is not going to really be impacted by budget. It's going to be done by the overall management of the head. So in this case, Microsoft Studios. So it's going to come down to how well Microsoft Studios manages the developers in its studio house. Whatever. But anyway, moving along. We've got a reply here by somebody that says they're a games aficionado and has a Red Dead Redemption 2 profile pic and refers to themselves as Arthur Morgan. Another reference to Red Dead Redemption 2. Another a AAA game that does actually kind of budget did lead to high quality. So there is exceptions to there's exceptions to every rule, let's say. But anyway, they say this is the main reason why GP is bad, or Game Pass. On top of no games ownership, I'm just going to stop right there. There is nothing stopping you from going out and buying the game. Just because Halo Infinite is going to be on Game Pass day one isn't stopping you from going out and buying a physical copy of the game off the shelf on day one. There is nothing stopping you from going to the Microsoft Store and buying Halo Infinite. There is nothing stopping you from going to Steam and buying it from Steam if it's available on Steam. In fact, one of the games that I actually think I might even own the Halo series on Steam. Can't remember. Doesn't matter. I primarily got Game Pass so that I could have a go at Sea of Thieves and see how Sea of Thieves was actually going to pan out. And I now own it on Steam. I enjoy the game. I like Sea of Thieves. I don't play it nearly as much as I'd like. It is one of those games where you've got to have mates to play, and that's fine, you know, to really get the enjoyment out of it as mates to play. I mean, I play it solo as well. I get on my little sloop and go sailing just for the sailing mechanics alone. The world is beautiful. The water is beautiful. The sailing mechanics is beautiful. But in the end, that there puts it straight out that, yeah, okay, Game Pass, you don't own the game. Just like you don't own the movies and TV series that are on Netflix. Just because you buy a Netflix subscription doesn't mean that you own the library. You are renting access to that library. It's the same with Amazon Prime Video. And Amazon Prime Video, Stan, Hulu, or whatever that you've got over in the States, nothing is stopping you from, say, buying there might be like American Gods, one of the series that I actually enjoy watching on Amazon Prime TV, American Gods. I can go out and I can buy season 1 and 2 and eventually 3 on Blu-ray and DVD. They're available for me to physically buy if I wish to go and buy them. Nothing's stopping me from doing that. And there's nothing stopping you from buying a game that is available on Game Pass. Like, this is how much mental gymnastics is going on with these stands. But anyway, we'll go on with this. Imagine telling your devs that your game will drop day one on Game Pass for $1. It's not $1. You think they'll have any motivation to make stellar quality games? Yeah, they will, because they're getting paid. They'll end up doing fodders. No, they won't. Rip all talented devs under Xbox. They're still employed, and they're still going to get their salaries. They're still going to get paid their wages. The mental gymnastics on that one tweet alone is completely, and it quite clearly has no idea how this works. One, Game Pass is not $1. There is a trial edition. There is a trial where you can pay $1 for the month or something. But that's not its normal price. Its normal price on the PC at the moment is about $5 Australian. I think. I'm pretty sure that's what mine is just renewed at. As $5 Australian. They've just brought EA Play on board. Not EA Play Pro. I'm assuming Pro is separate, and you would have to pay EA Play Pro to get the Pro side of EA Play. Anyway. In all honesty, and in all honesty, I would pay more. It's such a good value proposition that, I mean, even Ultimate Game Pass, because on the PC Game Pass you don't get the streaming access, you have to pay Ultimate for that, last I checked. But on Game Pass Ultimate, that's 16 Australian US dollars. That's $15.95 a month. Australian dollars. You get the however many hundreds of titles that they have access to on their own storefront. They then have some form of, I'm guessing, revenue share with EA Play, with EA to get EA Play. And there is talks that they're going to try and bring Ubisoft in on us as well. So we're going to see Ubisoft in there, possibly, with whatever Ubisoft does, because I'm pretty sure Ubisoft has like Uplay Access or some Uplay Plus or whatever, where they have a similar thing where it's it's all Ubisoft titles. I would not be even surprised if Microsoft end up putting, say, the PC version up to 15 or 16 Australian dollars a month, and putting the Ultimate up to 25 Australian, and I would be perfectly happy paying 25 a month for that because of the access of games that you get. Not only that, with Game Pass you also have the Game Pass discount, so discount with Game Pass. So you can still, again, you can buy the game, you buy the game at a discount because you're already paying a subscription. So that's like the whole thing on top of no games ownership. They're not saying you can't buy the game. They're making it available for people that can't buy, can't go out and drop. And I mean, here in Australia, it's about $100. It's going up to $100. I know the, I think it was, what was it? I think it was Call of Duty Cold War, and it was going at it was over $100 for the PlayStation 5 version, and for the Series X version. It was like $110 or some crazy amount. The price had gone up. Activision and all that had taken the opportunity to put that up. Now, let me put that into perspective. $100 is 1/5 of my weekly pay. 1/5. I ain't paying that. I'm happy to pay. So let's say Halo Infinite comes out at $90 Australian, and I want to play it, but I don't want to spend $90 because I don't know if I'm going to enjoy the game. Well, I've got a $5 Game Pass that's available for it. I can play it and go, there's a crap. It doesn't last long. The developer, Microsoft, still gets some money out of that transaction. There is still some money changing hands. But in the end, the real winner here is me. And everybody else. Game Pass is such a great value proposition that you would be mad, absolutely mad, to poo-poo it. You'd be nuts. It's like, are you going to tell me that, oh no, you don't, next thing you're going to be telling me that you don't go and pay a Netflix subscription or an Amazon Prime Video subscription or Hulu or Disney Plus because of no content ownership. You're out of your absolute fucking mind if I'm gonna believe that that's the hill you're dying on. Like, that's crazy, and that's kind of the hill you're trying to die on with Game Pass. No games ownership, of course. You download the game, you play the game for as long as you got the subscription for it, and that's. I mean, funnily enough, it's the same. To be quite honest, Netflix, Stan, I believe, possibly Disney Plus, Amazon Prime, Spotify, YouTube. If you have any of those subs, they have a download for offline play option. You don't own that title. It's just as long as your subscription is up and current, and that title is available on their library, you have access to it for offline play. So you're using that argument, and it doesn't make any sense. And not only that, a lot of these companies that give license, that pay, Netflix, all of that would be paying a license fee to the copyright holders or the I don't know what the studios that own those TV series and those movies. Disney maybe not so much, because most of that content is theirs. It's all Disney Fox. So same with Amazon Prime. Anything that's not theirs, obviously they're paying for somehow. They're paying a fee for. And it's the same with Xbox. Anything that's not within their own wheelhouse, they must be paying a fee towards. They must be paying some sort of licensing fee towards that company. So, for example, EA must be getting some form of fee paid to them for EA Play. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. I've been the Kiwozzie. Yeah, the Kiwozzie. Changed channel names. The Kiwozzie, thanks for stopping by. I'll see you around like a result in Nohora.